Good evening, night owls. Or perhaps good morning. I suppose that depends how optimistic you are feeling about the clock. It's 12 minutes past midnight and the city is sleeping. The roads are quiet and somehow we're all still awake together. Welcome back to Midnight Reveries, and I'm your host. As always, I'm very glad you're here. You know, some people ask me why I prefer this shift, why I choose the hours when most of the world has already gone to bed. The answer is simple. Midnight has a way of making people honest. The daytime version is busy, professional, polite, and careful. But the midnight version tells the truth. It misses people, and the midnight version wonders about old memories. The midnight version admits things, and tonight, I suppose I should follow my own advice. It is significantly easier when you're sitting alone in a radio booth. Trust me. Before we continue, I would like to start with a dedication. A very specific dedication. Now, normally I would say something vague. A city, a neighborhood, a first name. But tonight, I think the intended listener already knows who they are because they've been listening for a long time. Long enough to know I always tap my pen against my desk when I'm nervous, that I drink entirely too much coffee, and long enough to know I never play this particular record unless something important is happening. So if you're listening, this one's for you. Don't worry, I'm not gonna sing. The station's insurance doesn't cover that. But I would like to tell a story. A year ago, someone called the station. Nothing unusual about it. People call all the time. But somehow that conversation stuck with me. Then they called again. And again, and eventually those calls became part of my week. A familiar voice in the middle of long nights. A reminder that someone was listening on the other side of the microphone. Someone kind, thoughtful, who always seemed to know exactly when I was having a difficult day. Even when I thought I was hiding it well. You're always surprisingly good at this, noticing things. There was that one night I accidentally played the wrong record. I laughed it off. Everyone else forgot it immediately. But afterward, you called and asked if I was okay. Because, and I quote, "You sound quieter than usual." Just like that, no dramatic speech or interrogation, just concern. And for some reason, it meant more than I ever told you. The strange thing about a radio is that it's intimate. People think it's impersonal, a voice coming through the speaker. But sometimes you end up sharing pieces of yourself with someone that you've never met. The lonely and hopeful parts. The parts that only seem to appear after midnight. And before you realize what's happening, someone becomes important. You became important. much more important than I expected, which created a rather inconvenient problem because radio hosts are supposed to be good with words, and yet somehow the words I needed most kept getting stuck. A truly embarrassing professional weakness. I can fill 3 hours of airtime without effort, but tell one person how I feel, apparently that's impossible. At least until tonight. See, there it is. Nervous tapping. You knew I'd do that. You always know. And maybe you've already guessed where this is going. Maybe not. Either way, I think it's time I stopped hiding behind playlists. Because every song I've dedicated this year, every hopeful or romantic one, every song about finding your way back to someone, there was a reason, a person, you. I told myself it was harmless, just admiration or friendship. But then I'd catch myself wondering if or what you were doing while listening. Whether you were smiling or had a good day, or wondering if you were taking care of yourself. And eventually I ran out of ways to pretend that was normal. Because the truth is, I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to your calls, your stories, your messages. And somewhere between one midnight broadcast and the next, I fell in love with the person on the other end of the radio. There. That's out now. Broadcast to the entire city, which in hindsight may have been overly dramatic of a choice. But it does save me from having to say it face to face. At least for a few minutes. Oh, well, that's interesting. It looks like we have a caller. 12:37 in the morning. What are the odds? Let's see who it is. Midnight Reveries, you're on the air. Oh, it's you. Of course it is. You couldn't let me sit here and panic alone, could you? Wait. Really? You mean that? You've been trying to figure out how to tell me too. Wow. We are remarkably bad at this. You know, the listeners are probably very invested at this point. They're either cheering for us or changing stations. I am choosing optimism. Can I ask you something? In about 43 minutes, when my shift ends, would you like to maybe meet me for coffee? A real conversation. No phone lines or microphones or studio glass. Just us. Yeah? Yeah, I'd really like that. Well then, I think that means tonight's dedication was a success. And since this next song finally has the courage to go where I couldn't, I suppose it's perfect choice for both of us. Thank you for listening, and thank you for answering.